We'll take a look at Clemson versus Tennessee coming up in the Capital One Orange Bowl, and what a difference a month can make for both of these teams is. Tennessee was rolled out a month ago and had Hendon Hooker, who was going to be a Heisman, contender, if not the favorite at the time, and Hooker towards ACL going up against South Carolina, and Tennessee had to bring in Joe Milton as quarterback. And then Clemson had DJ Ungalele as quarterback, and he got benched for ineffectiveness in the ACC title game. They brought in K. Klubnik, who went 20 and 24, 279 yards, a touchdown pass, and no interceptions. So, K. Klubnik obviously, got the grasp on starting job. Ogulele, is in the transfer portal going out, so he's obviously not going to be there. So this is, Klubnik's show right here. And if you watch that ACC title game, I thought that was a very good performance by him. It was visually impressive. It looked like, honestly, in the game, I was surprised the stats came back as low as it did because it just seemed like Klubnik, the offense was like when Trevor Lawrence was there type, just humming. And, for Tennessee, you got to wonder with the absence of Joe Milton, or I'm sorry, with Hendon Hooker, can they, sustain the offense? Because Tennessee's defense, everybody knows, is kind of the weakness of the team. I can remember Florida having that comeback, almost late in the game, and then they, did horrible against South Carolina. And, Georgia, once they stifled Tennessee's offense, Tennessee's defense wasn't able to, step up. So obviously, as Tennessee's offense goes, they go. And I think Clemson, is one of still the top tier defense in the country. So, they should be able to stop Joe Milton and be able to, get pressure back there and, make life miserable. One thing Joe Milton does have, is his running ability. He was a 4-star coming out of high school. Originally was committed to Michigan and then, made his way through the transfer portal over to Tennessee. And then, Hendon Hooker ultimately won the job, and, the rest is history. But I think Clemson could stack up really well against Joe Milton. The line for the game is Clemson 6.5 point favorite. The over under 64. And, from a betting standpoint, I might be inclined to take the under on the game because I do think Clemson is going to put up, 35, 40 points at least on this Tennessee defense. But I just wonder how many points Tennessee is going to put up on Clemson's defense. Are they going to get like a 17, 20 point performance, which could, certainly hinder some of this over under. So, I would take Clemson to cover. I think that's going to be easy. Clemson, their defense is just stacked in the front setting at Jeremiah Twatter, uh, Tyler Davis, KJ Henry, Barrett Carter. I mean, they're just, 4 and 5 stars everywhere. So obviously they're loading. The offense is kind of the weak spot, but there's a chance they could have got that fixed now. Klubnik's a 5-star himself. So, I'm be curious to see what he does. I got a lot of faith in the way he played against North Carolina. ACC title game, freshman coming in, they was down 7-0. Delivered one of the best performances, we've probably seen all year out of a freshman. So, for that, I'm going to go with Clemson to win the game. The defense will, perform as usual for Clemson. I look for Klubnik to have another good game. Maybe, put a lock on him being, definitely full-time starter next year. It's obviously looking like it's going to be, his team. Tennessee was the talk of football a month ago, but I think that, that's starting to fade with Hendon Hooker out. The defense still has a lot of flaws. And, who's to say Joe Milton's going to come in and be just as effective? Certainly the talent is there. It's just, how it comes out to being performed on the field. So for that, I'm going to take Clemson to win the game. And I'll probably lean towards taking the under, even though these are, on paper, too explosive offense, just because I think Clemson's defense can maybe give Milton a little run for his money. And that's my take on the game, guys. Thanks for watching.